Welcome into another episode of Morning Edition. Julian here, Andy Sitalski, Jason Harper, meteorologist Ted Phaeton will join us in a little bit. And guys, the world came to a stop shortly after Easter with the passing of Pope Francis. We knew that he was declining in health, but still, I mean, you talk about a world force that Pope Francis was, still trying to process everything.
Well, yeah. And I mean, people all over the world are mourning his loss, 88 years old, and really this coming right after Easter. And so when you wrap your head around that was one of his last official duties, there couldn't be anything more perfect, I guess.
Yeah, and it's one of these things where whether you're Catholic or not, there's just this respect for that position of Pope, and I just remember as a kid, and seeing images, even with Tom Brokaw and Peter Jennings, when you'd have the Pope among the masses or standing up, at the balcony, and you've got the whole Vatican and the people down below. Like, I just remember that as a kid. And so I'm not Catholic, but there's just still this reverence. And like you said, Annie, the timing of right at the end of Holy Week for this to happen. Maybe it was a perfect timing, as he was struggling with some health issues, but a big deal globally and even here in the Charlotte area, Julian.
100%. And Jason, you were nice enough as we were going through the show today to go ahead and get a very special guest. I'll let you go ahead and intro him, a friend of the show, too.
Yeah, he certainly is. This is Father Patrick Winslow, Monsignor, who is the Vicar General and the Chancellor of the Diocese of Charlotte. And Father Winslow, first of all, happy post-Holy Week, but a somber time to have you on with us. But we always enjoy our time with you. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm happy to be with you.
So help us understand maybe the significance of the passing of a pope in general, but this one in particular, Pope Francis, the significance of his time as head of the Catholic Church.
I think more broadly, probably people have some questions about what a pope is, and to understand the significance of what a pope is in the family of the church, you have to understand some basic understanding of the church itself. So we believe that Jesus pulled together these 12 apostles, with Judas ultimately being replaced for Matthias, and then they have successors. And you go from a group of 12 to what is approximately 6,000 bishops around the world today. So you see a proliferation in number. So those 12 proliferated across the globe into a number that is today, after 2,000 years, about 6,000. And there's only one successor to St. Peter. So Peter, although he was in the Holy Land, he ultimately was crucified there in St. Peter's Square, upside down, nearly 2,000 years ago. And he was the Apostle of Rome. So anyone who became the Bishop of Rome after that became his successor. And over history, through these 2,000 years, Pope Francis was number 266. So the next one will be 267. And that's what a pope is for us. You have the successor of St. Peter, a singular role among the College of Apostles and their successors. And he occupies that place for us even now in the life of the church. St. Peter, as we talk about the chair of Peter, we talk about now being vacant. And so the College Consultors comes together to help us fill that position. Now, Pope Francis, just like every other pope, brings a certain character, a certain emphasis, a certain relationship with the people of a given age. And so he met, over the past 12 years, he met that challenge in our current age.
And we know, before we think about what's next or who Father Winslow is going to fill that vacant position, what can you say about the legacy that Pope Francis is leaving behind? A lot of people saying that he really just embracing the most marginalized of the world here. But what did his time mean to you?
Yeah, Pope Francis, like every other pope that came before him, he gave his entire life to the Catholic faith, the faith that has perdured throughout the ages, and all subsequent popes will do the same. But any pope in a given age, like Pope Francis, has to look around at the flock in the world today and ask the questions: how do we communicate the faith that we believe to the current generation? And I think he thought that it was particularly important to emphasize the message of the gospel to be brought to those who most need to hear it, to go to those what are referred to as the peripheries or the marginalized. I think that there's a story about Pope Francis that I think puts this into some context. That when he was in high school, there was a young lady who ultimately went down a path toward prostitution, towards selling herself, and became known for that. And later on, when he became the Archbishop of Buenos Aires in Argentina, she had reached out to him because they had been classmates. And she thought that it was somebody that she could reach out to because she was hurting. Given her experience in life, she had a great deal to really deal with and to process. And so he met with her. My understanding is that she came back into the church. She had gone to confession, and she asked, "Can I have a mass with you where we invite my friends, because I know they're hurting too, and maybe they too will come and experience the grace that I've experienced." And so he did. He organized a mass, and he organized a time for confessions before that mass, and a number of people came. And so I think that describes in real terms, in the circumstances of Pope Francis's ministry prior to his pontificate, what he was talking about when he was saying, let's go to these people who are hurting, who are otherwise forgotten, who are sitting on the margins, that need to hear this gospel of mercy, that need to hear this message of hope.
Father Winslow, for those people outside of the faith, and I'll use myself as an example, being somebody who grew up Jewish, is a practicing Jewish person. With the Pope, I felt almost it was a openness and an ability to learn. It was a welcome door almost. Did you feel that from Pope Francis, and did you see that here in the Charlotte area with the way that the Pope conducted himself? It made people who maybe didn't know a lot about Catholicism, maybe a little bit afraid of Catholicism and everything that came with it, just a willingness to say, okay, well, maybe I can learn about this. Maybe there's an open door, and to sit down and have a conversation.
Yeah, I think actually what you're touching upon is a unique moment in history combined with Pope Francis's charm and his ability to reach out and to touch people who might otherwise tune out. First, the unique moment in history, really up until Pope Francis's pontificate, popes didn't have to deal with the media age. Not like this. We have social media where any utterance, any glance, any side comment would go global in an instant. And so Pope Francis was probably the first pope to experience that measure of global influence in a single solitary moment. Now, John Paul II and then Benedict, that type of global influence was emerging, at least by way of social media, but nothing like what Pope Francis walked into. So I think he was savvy and aware of this new context in which the pontificate would have to find its own footing. And I think he had a specific goal, which was to reach people who might otherwise tune us out. And so I think he was very careful and cautious about leading with what he referred to as the fragrance of the gospel. And so, people don't follow religions or any path of faith when they're first met with the hardest and the most challenging aspects. You begin with the fragrance and the beauty of what your faith provides. It's an attraction. And I think he understood that. And I think he understood that the hearts that would respond the most are also those who felt the need the most. And so being able to use this modern era of social media to be able to engage and speak right through it to the hearts of people that need to hear it was certainly a gift that he had, but also at the same time, a unique challenge and opportunity that he stepped up to.
We know that the Catholics around the world will be watching not only for the funeral of the late Pope Francis, certainly the conclave that will take place as they choose a new pope, a few weeks here down the road, but even here locally in the Diocese of Charlotte, there are a number of hundreds and hundreds of families and Catholics and non-Catholics alike that will get together to also remember the Pope and what he has meant and what just faith in general, what that means to them. I know that there's a special Mass that is taking place in the Charlotte area so that those folks can come together, and we'll have more information on that as well. But in the times where we're so divided, and this is one of the things that I've always loved about you, Father Winslow, because we've had this conversation, because I'm not Catholic, and it goes beyond just the calmness of your voice. But give us, if you can, a word of encouragement for those that may be going through hard times, the divisiveness, the uncertainty of the economy, all the things that are out there. I don't even have to make the list for you, Father Winslow. But is there just, as we're coming off this Holy Week, just maybe a word of encouragement that you can give folks that are going through whatever chapter in life they're in right now?
I think it's the words of our Lord, who spoke to all of us and simply said, "Be not afraid." The antidote to fear in any of those circumstances that might otherwise unnerve us, it begins with a measure of trust and faith in God and His divine providence, that He will take care of us, that He will be with us all times. And the more that we place our trust and our confidence in His guiding presence, the more we're able to find that measure of peace regardless of the circumstances. And this certainly is at the heart of our belief and our faith. And I would encourage people to do the same. Fear that comes by way of the difficulties and the circumstances and travails of life, they can be paralyzing. They can actually do great damage and great harm. But what faith has to offer is a response to that fear, which is to say, I don't need to be paralyzed. I don't need to be despairing. I don't need to be staring into the darkness. There is a light of hope, and I can turn and orient my life in that direction. And it's not a vain hope. It's a hope that comes with a certainty that people who have been of faith for well over 2,000 years have been able to bear witness to. And so I think that that's where we start.
I think that is a beautiful and a wonderful place to start. I think we would certainly all agree. Father Patrick Winslow, the Vicar General Chancellor of the Diocese of Charlotte, Monsignor, and friend of ours here in Charlotte. Thank you for your time. Thank you for just a little snapshot of former Pope Francis as we continue to mourn his death at 88 years old, and for that beautiful touch of not being fearful. Thank you for your time, as always.
You're most welcome. Anytime.
All right, we appreciate that. You are watching Queen City News Plus. We will be right back with more of Morning Edition.
Welcome back into Morning Edition. We have our meteorologist, Ted Phaeton, joining us as a disclaimer for everybody watching at home. Ted has perfect vision. He just decides to wear glasses for whatever. I'm putting it out there, Ted.
I'm putting eyes.
Blue light glasses.
Leave him alone.
What screens are you looking at right now? Are you on the computer?
There's a monitor right here. I have lights below me.
Julian, it's a fashion thing. We know it's a fashion
Okay. It's a fashion thing. But look, Jason, you and I, I'm going to be off, but you will be here. These two, we're changing up gears from helping our hometowns. We're going to our hometowns now, and this is pretty exciting. Annie and Ted, we're booting them out of the studio, and you guys are going to be live in the field. Tell us what's coming up, guys.
That is right. So we are going to our fastest growing counties in the Charlotte area. So Ted and I are going to be heading up north to Iredell County tomorrow morning. It's exciting because we've been doing hometowns for a couple of years now. But as we know, the Charlotte area is becoming so popular. We know that the city is growing so fast, and that can come with some growing pains. But it's not just the immediate Charlotte-Mecklenburg area. It is the surrounding counties. And there are some very popular counties, including Iredell. We've got Union, Lancaster, and York County as well in South Carolina that are just growing at crazy crazy speed. So we're just talking about some of the issues maybe with infrastructure. How do you handle the influx of people? Why are people even coming to the places like Mooresville or Indian Land? So it's exciting. So we're going to be in Iredell tomorrow.
I can't wait for it because it's going to be a morning where it's not going to be 30 degrees.
For real. No,
You didn't enjoy that, Ted?
that'll be nice.
And not a 2-hour drive either in the morning.
Also, for folks, as we get into the spring and we look at ideas for what to do on the weekends, I'm going to be picking strawberries at Kerrigan Farms
Are you
up
really?
in Mooresville, so that's going to be nice and fun.
Is that what we were just looking at? That aerial view of the lake?
Yeah,
and
they've got
stuff?
Open swim, yeah. They have the quarry and
I love this time of year, that kind of stuff.
And, being a new dad, I'm looking for opportunities to do things with the family, more family-friendly activities, and maybe at home, you're thinking the same thing. So highlighting the growth of our hometowns, not only will we be able to look at these communities, what challenges are they facing for the growth, but also maybe ways you can explore some of the gems that are right around the Queen City area, maybe an hour away or 30 minutes away, those little gems that we probably didn't know was there.
And that's what our hometown storyteller, Maureen Wirtz, is going to be focusing on. She has this uncanny knack for finding just the coolest people in all of the towns that we go and visit.
I love that. Because the last 4 weeks, we've been concentrating on helping our hometowns up in Western North Carolina. And I love that we did that. Our hearts are forever with our neighbors up in Western North Carolina. And part of their message was, for spring and summer, wherever your vacations may be, maybe pivot and come see us for, this year because we need help with the economy. And so I feel like the next 4 weeks, the counties that we're going to showcase, same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe try to keep it local this year. That might be something different. I know if you got kids, the kids may be like, but we wanted to go to Myrtle Beach or we wanted to go to Destin or Orlando or whatever. That's totally fine. But yeah, just think about some of our local, there's a lot of great local places to go.
Absolutely.
I don't want to give away too much, but also I do want to talk about the fact that we're going to be in Harperville, USA.
That's right.
One of these, but this is exciting because Jason, as we talk about areas that are growing in size, Harp, you live this.
Man, y'all, Union County. So we live in Waxhaw, and for anyone that's watching this that knows anything about Waxhaw or Union County, I'm already grabbing my face. You guys just
pulling out his hair.
Just hop on any social media, like Facebook group page or anything. It is just hundreds of comments about we moved here because of the charm. We loved it when it was a little equestrian town 20, 30 years ago. It ain't that no more. It is, you guys, it is, I don't know what that voice was. But it was like urban and rural. It was redneck and urban all together in one little sentence. But no, we've had so much growth. A lot of folks coming out from the New York area. It's okay. You're welcome. Come on down. But, oh, wow. We're dealing with traffic.
Yep.
And the infrastructure is not ready for the extra couple 100,000 people that want to move to Union County. And so as we're going to talk about in each of these different counties, I can't wait to showcase more of Waxhaw. I love it. It's charming, but man, it's getting
lots of traffic.
What would you say is the identity of Waxhaw? Because what I'm excited to see and identify is the identity of these small towns. Because obviously, as new people come in, it takes new shape. It changes a little bit. But I'm also excited to know the roots of these areas so we can also give homage to where they came from. So what would you say the identity of
Waxhaw for sure is definitely the little downtown railroad area. The whole downtown is walkable, restaurants, breweries, stuff like that. And it's all centered around the train tracks.
Nice.
Matter of fact, there's a bridge that bridges north and south of Waxhaw, the downtown area, and it's over the railroad, and people line up just to watch the rail cars go by. So, that definitely is the heartbeat of our town anyway.
Yeah, super fun. It's a really cute area. So we're going to just be talking about all things growing counties and why people love them for a reason and why everyone wants to move here.
Speaking of growing counties, guys, I don't know if you noticed this. We've all had a chance to go to Charlotte Douglas International Airport. We're moving on up in the rankings, okay? We moved from 7, right, to number 6. Number 6 in the world's busiest airports.
I believe it.
I mean, is there a feeling like, because when I get there, it's not as bad as, okay.
Yes, there's a feeling.
You know what,
There's
Ted?
all the
Go ahead.
anxiety.
Ted, yes. Go ahead, Ted. What is the feeling? Go ahead, Ted, yeah.
The feeling is a mixture of excitement because you're going on a trip, right? You have a destination that you're going to, but when you buy the ticket, you're looking at the pictures of the hotel. You're not looking at the line at TSA. You're not looking at the overpriced convenience of a water bottle, guys. $5.
Ted's been on his soapbox this morning.
We don't have time in this show.
We do not.
We do not. I might be. I say TSA pre-check. I would advise folks to do TSA pre-check.
1,000%.
What is it, $75, right? And then
5 years.
5 years.
Is there anything that lasts for 5 years for $75?
Yes.
I thought I was being smart with global entry. It's about $95.
Yeah.
I could splurge a little bit more, and then it's TSA pre-check, and you can go through global entry past the customs line.
Right.
But you have to do an interview for that level.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 2.5 years, and I still don't have global entry. I can't get an interview. So just a warning to folks who are trying to be proactive, start with the TSA pre-check.
Okay.
Yeah, get that done
If
first.
you are an international traveler, you can maybe jump into the global entry, but TSA pre-check, a lot lower of a threshold to get into.
Ted's on the no-fly list internationally. He's not allowed to go there. You know what's interesting is May K. Beeler she's our local in-house resident FAA flight instructor, pilot, our transportation correspondent.
Mm-hmm.
She shared with us this week that there's this new trend on my favorite social media platform, the TikToks.
The Tiki Talks.
I have never heard of. It's called, what is it called? Airport Theory. Airport Theory, which is it's a travel trend where people are purposely showing up last minute to not have to wait in line, giving themselves like a 5 to 10, 15-minute window to scooch into the gate right before they close the doors. I can't imagine the anxiety thinking through that, unless you're just adrenaline junkie and you're okay if you miss your flight. If you're cool with that, maybe this is right up your alley.
Is anybody else hand sweating? Just even talking.
Yeah, I am.
A little bit.
I got my fan. I'll pass it around.
A little uncomfortable in my seat. But I mean, they're doing it for social media likes, right? But if you have time to record a video of you running through the airport, are you really, like that crunched for time? But if it's a low stakes thing and you don't mind if you miss your flight, then sure, why not? My husband travels a lot for work, and so his goal is to walk up to the gate as they're boarding. But he doesn't just leave like 20 minutes from the time we park or the time he parks. But sometimes, I'll get a text like once a week being like, I might not make my flight.
Oh, man.
See? He always likes it, but he likes to just like walk right onto the plane. Like, don't stop for that overpriced water bottle. You don't stop for the bathroom. You're just through TSA pre-check and you go.
I will overpay for peace of mind.
100%.
I might sound bougie. My world has been opened up to lounge access. This is recent.
Okay.
I don't like running in the airport.
Got the blue light glasses on. Now you're talking about lounge access. Go ahead, Ted.
Let me finish this with my pinky out.
Man.
But there's just something now, even traveling with a toddler and a baby, it's different. But finding a comfortable spot at the airport, you really can't put a price on that. I will pay $5 for the water bottle if I have someplace comfortable to sit and call my own. So lounge access has eased up the pressure a little bit. I don't mind getting to the airport 2-3 hours early. And then when my flight's boarding, usually I'm group 9. I'm like one of the last groups to board. So I wait till boarding's been going for 5 minutes, and then I walk up at the right time.
Lounge access changes a lot of things.
Change the game. I have no interest in doing that. My fiance loves to do that. She loves to be like the last one. I hate it. I want to be early. I want to be there. Don't want to worry about missing a flight. Speaking of my fiance,
You're not going to be saying those words much longer, are you?
no longer going to be my fiance.
Drum roll.
This is a video you guys put on of me being very excited when Michigan beat Ohio State, and you guys said this is how excited I'm going to be on my wedding day.
Yes.
Even more so, that's how I'm going to look at my fiance.
That's how he's going to look at Julian. Yeah. Just look at that. I love this one, though, because
I like that picture.
great boyfriend there, and then you're going to be an amazing husband. So you were
you were a boyfriend there. You're right.
You were a boyfriend then. I took all these photos and videos. So Michigan beat Ohio for the first time in like 1,000 years.
But this picture, though, says 1,000 words, because I'm telling you, the rest of your marriage, Julian, you're going to be, here, hold my purse. Here, hold my poodle.
So no
I got to go
like that.
hold my poodle. I got to go to the bathroom. I'm in Target, and I got hold my purse. You're going to be holding that purse. And I don't even know if we've started to go, to the pharmacy.
Oh, been
You
there.
have to. You already doing that?
There.
Or wait, got to go buy stuff.
I'm going to spare everybody the details, but I got the
Put email in your life.
Got it in my head.
Okay, all right.
In there, ingrained. I'm
Start
ready
with
to
the
go.
purse, and then we just.
Boy.
Yep. What just happened? What just happened?
I'm not
Let's get back to it.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the celebration.
Decided to get married, but that spurred some conversations in the newsroom about what is your number one dance floor song? But I wanted to know, Julian, what is on the do not playlist for the DJ? You have a list Everyone does it for their wedding. What's on yours?
So there are some line dances that break in case of emergency. Okay, if you need to play something, you can play one of the line dance songs. But we said absolutely no electric slide, no cha-cha slide. If it's up to me, no Cupid shuffle. I don't want a line dance. I want
real dance.
The whole entire dance floor bumping. You all are going to be there.
Yes,
so I'm going to need you guys to stay alive, because otherwise we're going to hear something like the Cupid shuffle. I don't want to hear that.
First of all, if you're done by 9 o'clock, I'll be alive. If it goes past 9 p.m., I'm in trouble. And so I feel like the line dance, though, I feel like it brings everyone out there. It brings out the people in their 70s. It brings out the little great grandkids that are there that probably should have gone to bed 2 hours ago. Like, it brings everyone to the dance floor. So the DJs, they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you want it or not, they know what they're doing. I'm just saying.
You get some songs.
The song was okay. What are your songs?
I guess those were the songs that he didn't want.
So what songs do I want?
Yeah, like what's your top song? We know what you don't
Do you
want.
have to have played?
Okay, so Jordan has one.
Okay.
She definitely wants Rocky Top played because she's a Tennessee fan.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
That'll be bathroom break for me.
I am going to be. Do not judge me. I want
Oh, no.
some early 2000s rap.
Let's go.
Bring back
Yes.
high school. I'm talking about Lil Jon,
Yes.
Sean Paul. I want all that
Sean-
Outkast. I want it. I want.
All right.
give me all that. Young Jay-Z. That's what I'm looking for. Lil Wayne, Fireman. That's what I want.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I want.
Fire for fireman. What are your wedding day tips for Julian?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Give it to
wedding
me.
day. Not like marriage tips.
No,
the
we already
actual
did that
wedding
one.
day.
Wedding day tips.
Wedding day tips. Why are you guys looking at me?
It's just
It's the glasses, Ed.
You're the most recent to get married.
Fair enough. Man, learn how to surf, man. Ride it. Just ride the day. Take it all in. And the advice someone gave to me, I'll look into the camera for this one.
Oh. Now you know. It's
Fits
for
back
real.
to Phaeton.
Oh, no.
Oh,
And
no.
the take us. Oh, dear Lord.
But in all seriousness, take a moment, grab your bride,
Mhm.
go in the corner, look at your friends, look at your family, and just commit that to memory. Because that's what your love has created. Your union has echoed that love into everyone gathering to celebrate you guys. So that's a moment I'll never forget. I hope you guys get the same. Let me put this back.
Wow. That was
deep. That was beautiful,
Ed.
Patty.
I took the glasses off.
I don't.
Just in case he cried.
There's no way. There's no way I can add anything to that. I wouldn't want to even try to top that. That's exactly what it is. That whole day is all about union. You got two separate lives coming together, and no matter how great your videographer and photographer is, and whatever millions of social media posts that will come from all of us that are there, all that's great. But nothing will ever replace like that moment you're talking about, where the two of you guys together, because it goes by so fast, holding her hands, giving her that kiss, just all those little bitty steps along the way. It's over in a flash. And like you said, just take a breath and man, soak that in. Man, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say to you. That was the best piece of advice I got. Just really, just you two, take a deep breath. And then but look at it and just etch that into your brain, because you're not going to remember who you talked to, what they said.
Yeah.
But just enjoy. You don't feel like you have to do everything and see everyone. Sorry, everyone's coming in from out of town. If you skip some people, it's going to be okay.
That's good.
Enjoy the day. I said, I want my midnight pizza and I want to be on the dance floor. And I was on that dance floor with my pizza. And I had them bring me champagne glasses so I didn't have to go to the bar.
I like that.
But yeah, just enjoy. It's going to be so much fun, but really just try to be in the moment. And if anything goes wrong, it's okay. It was meant to be.
No, that's very true. And maybe some Altoids.
There you go.
Need that. No, guys. One, I'm really excited that you guys are all going to be there. So excited to have you guys there. It's going to be a celebration, and most importantly, I'm just excited to marry my best friend. I think that's like the greatest gift you can get in life is to find somebody that completes you. And Jordan is my home. She gives me the feeling that you get as a kid when you're by the fireplace in the winter. I know, Jason, you didn't get many of those winters down in the South, but up north, when you get a winter out there and there's snow outside and the fireplace is on, you just feel cozy, you feel safe, you feel secure, and that's the feeling that Jordan gives me. And so,
Wow.
5 days idle.
Just a little preview of your.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm in a Lifetime movie.
It's a deep morning edition.
This is
Gracious.
Now here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing that could ruin everything, though, Ted. Because no, Ted, no tears, because I need this Somebody's done mess with your graphics.
No.
Somebody's done what to expect.
What to expect?
I think that's that's foreshadowing right there. All the actual data has been misplaced.
That had a graphic and everything. I'm gonna leave this.
So remember I said surf with it, ride away.
Ride the wave. What to expect?
What to expect? Buckle up.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
No, we've got the sunbeams coming down from the clouds. It's going to be beautiful.
And the skies opened up.
There we go. Okay.
That's good, man.
All right.
And the radar's coming up. Oh.
We love you, buddy. It's going to be the best ceremony ever.
We'll miss you, but we can't wait to see you on Saturday.
There we go. So if I'm out for an episode of Morning Edition, it's because I'm either being married or out on my mini moon. But guys, I love you. And I think for that, we'll sign off for another episode of Morning Edition. We'll catch you guys next time.
Bye.